Your mind is lying to you, and it's been doing it your whole life. But what if I told you that your thoughts are not you? Discover the powerful truth that monks have known for centuries and how it can free you today. Welcome to the channel, where ancient wisdom meets modern clarity. Today, we're diving into a profound truth that can change your entire life. You are not your thoughts. Let that sink in. You are not the voice that screams in your head. You are not the worries, the fears, the constant chatter. You are the one who observes all of that. But most of us don't live that way. We live as if every thought we have must be true, must be acted on, must define us. That's where the suffering begins. The Buddha once said, "Nothing can harm you as much as your own thoughts unguarded." This episode is a mindfulness meditation guide, but it's not just about breathing or sitting still. It's about freedom from the noise, the fear, the overthinking, the past, and the future. We're going to break down why your thoughts aren't you, how to become the watcher of your mind, and how this shift can lead to deep peace, even in chaos. Stick with us till the end, because once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. And if you're already feeling a spark of awakening, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's awaken together. Why we mistake ourselves for our thoughts. The moment you wake up, a flood of thoughts hits you. What should I do today? Why did she say that yesterday? I'm not good enough. Something bad is going to happen. And before you even get out of bed, you're already reacting to a reality that exists only in your mind. Why? Because we've been conditioned since birth to identify with thought. We say things like, "I am anxious," instead of "I feel anxiety." "I am stupid," instead of "I had a thought that I failed." "I can't do this," instead of "a thought told me I can't." But your thoughts are not reality. They are interpretations, echoes, habits. Like clouds floating in the sky, they appear, they move, and they dissolve. You are the sky. So here's your first mindfulness practice. Don't fight the thoughts, just notice them. Try this. Close your eyes. Take a breath. Now observe the next thought that comes. Just watch it, like a leaf floating on a river. No judgment, no pushing it away, no chasing it. Just watch. You'll notice something strange. The moment you observe the thought, it loses its power. That's the beginning of freedom. The Buddha's secret to watching the mind. In the Dhammapada, the Buddha said, "We are what we think. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make the world." But he didn't mean that we are our thoughts. He meant our relationship to them creates our suffering or our peace. The key is mindfulness. Mindfulness is not about controlling the mind. It's about seeing clearly what the mind is doing without being pulled into it. Think of your thoughts like a movie playing on a screen. You're not the movie. You're the one in the seat, watching. Most people are so lost in the movie that they forget they're in the theater at all. Here's a simple practice. Anchor to the present. Right now, feel your breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Hear the sounds around you. Now ask, what is my mind doing? And just observe. No analysis, no fixing, just watching. This is the foundation of Buddhist meditation, insight through observation. When you start watching the mind, you stop being its slave. And that's the beginning of awakening. You are the awareness behind the thoughts. Let's go deeper. Imagine a blue sky. Thoughts are just clouds, some big, some small, some stormy. But what remains constant? The sky itself. You are that sky. The awareness that sees thoughts come and go, that's you. When you're sad and then feel joy, what's the common factor? The observer. When you're angry one moment and peaceful the next, something stays untouched. That is your true nature, pure awareness. The ancient masters called it Sita, heart-mind, Rigpa, pure awareness in Tibetan Buddhism, Tathata, suchness, the nature of things. You are not broken. You are not your trauma. You are not your anxiety. You are the one who sees all of that. When you rest in that awareness, the world can spin, but your center holds still. And that's where true peace is found. The illusion of control and the beauty of letting go. Most of our suffering comes from trying to control what we can't. We try to control thoughts. We try to control the future. We even try to control how we feel. But the more we cling, the more anxious we become. The Buddha taught non-attachment, not because the world is bad, but because clinging makes us suffer. Let's be honest, thoughts are wild. You can't stop them any more than you can stop waves in the ocean. But you can learn to surf them. And how do you do that? By letting go. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means stepping back from needing the mind to be quiet before you can be at peace. Here's a quick practice. Sit quietly. Label thoughts as they arise. Planning, remembering, judging, fearing. Gently come back to the breath. You'll see that you don't need to chase or fix any thought. You just need to see it and return to presence. The less you interfere, the more clarity arises. This is the secret monks carry in their silence. And now it's yours too. How to sit with difficult thoughts without drowning. Some thoughts hurt. Why did I fail? I'll never be enough. What's the point of trying? These aren't just mental noise. They pierce deep. But here's the wisdom. What you resist persists. What you observe dissolves. Mindfulness doesn't mean pretending everything is fine. It means sitting with the storm and realizing you are the mountain beneath it. Next time a painful thought arises, try this. Don't react. Don't analyze. Just breathe. Label it. Painful thought. Watch it like a passing car. It may come back. That's okay. Each time, meet it with curiosity, not fear. Like a child throwing a tantrum, your thoughts just want to be noticed. And once they're seen, they quiet down. This is emotional alchemy. This is how monks transmute suffering into wisdom. And you can too. Your mind is a storyteller, not a truth teller. Your mind is a master storyteller. It tells you, you're not enough. People don't care about you. You're too late to change. But guess what? None of it is objectively real. It's just a story. Like a narrator who never shuts up, your mind adds drama where none is needed. Mindfulness teaches us to become critics of the story, not passive readers. Ask yourself, is this thought helpful? Is it true? Would I speak this way to a friend? When you observe thoughts without judgment, they begin to lose their grip. You stop believing every headline your mind throws at you. And then, you experience freedom, not because the story stops, but because you no longer buy every chapter. That's power. That's awakening. That's what this channel is here to help you remember. Silence, the gateway to knowing who you really are. There is a power in silence that no thought can match. It is in the stillness that the truth of who you are is revealed. Not the roles you play, not the mistakes you've made, not the noise of the mind, but the presence that watches it all. Every tradition, Buddhist, Christian, Hindu, Sufi, points to this one place of return, the silent witness within. This is why monks retreat into silence, not to escape, but to remember. You don't need a monastery. You don't need to give up everything. You just need a few moments of silence each day to sit, breathe, and observe. Let the mind roar. Let it dance. Just don't join the dance. Be the watcher. And in that watching, your real self is revealed, calm, aware, timeless. If this moved something deep within you, let the silence ripple outward. Daily mindfulness, your practice for real-world peace. Now that you know the truth, you are not your thoughts. How do you live it? With practice. Mindfulness isn't a one-time realization. It's a daily return. Here are 3 practices to ground your awareness. Mindful pauses. Set reminders to stop for 60 seconds. Breathe, observe, anchor. Name the mind. When thoughts arise, label them. Thinking, judging, planning. Then return to breath. Gratitude reflection. End each day listing 3 things you're grateful for. It trains your mind to look for peace, not panic. Each practice reconnects you to the witness, the real you. Soon you'll catch yourself mid-overthinking and smile. Not because the world changed, but because you did. If you're committed to this journey, help others begin theirs. You are already free now. Just remember, let's end where we began, with a truth that can liberate you. You are not your thoughts. You never were. You are the awareness that watches them, the sky behind the clouds, the silence beneath the noise, the peace behind the panic. This realization is the heart of all Buddhist practice. And the more you return to it, the more your suffering dissolves. Not because life gets easier, but because you stop mistaking thoughts for reality. The Buddha didn't promise a life without pain. He promised freedom from suffering through awareness. And that awareness is already within you. So today, don't strive to be something more. Just remember who you already are. A still, spacious, witnessing presence. And that, dear friend, is enough. Thank you for walking this path with us. If this video gave you even a glimpse of peace, please like it, share it with someone who needs stillness, and subscribe to our channel for more awakening wisdom. Until next time, breathe, observe, and remember, you are not your thoughts. You are free.